Yo, what's going on? Sam Okinawa checking in. I know a lot of people have been asking for this, so I figured it's a perfect time for me to do this. Nutrition. Let's talk nutrition real quick. So I just went grocery shopping, and I figure it's a better time. It's a good time for me to, kind of just bring you along, as because I'm constipating right now, and the most important part, what I do, is nutrition. Training is cool and everything, but training without nutrition is nothing. Nutrition without training is nothing. They go hand in hand. So I went grocery shopping. I just want to show you guys what I got as far as what I eat. My nutrition doesn't change. Constant prep off season. The volume and the amount of what I typically consume does change from time to time. Depends on what I'm eating that day. And I don't need variety as much as maybe somebody else because I'm pretty content, I'm a pretty easy person. And the way my lifestyle is, because I work a desk job 9 to 5, it works perfectly fine. So I'll give you an example of what my day-to-day looks like and what I have. So in the morning, I'll pack up my lunch. The things that I pack are, so let's start with snacks. So one of my favorite snacks that I do is Pure Protein bar. The macros on this is pretty friendly. 6 grams of carbs, 16 grams of carbs. Sorry, 6 grams of fat, 16 grams of carbs, and 20 grams of protein. So I happen to be 1 or 2 of these. And the reason why this is actually really good also is it's 1 gram of fiber on this. So that is the one thing that I typically go with. And another thing that I have, another thing I pack with me are cuties. In terms of carbs, my carb sources definitely change towards the deeper I get to a constant spread. The first thing, initially I start with bananas, I start with apples, but if you know anything about those kinds of fruit, they are really heavy in macros in terms of carbs, because again, compared to something like fruit, this 2 servings will give you about 16 grams of carbs. 100 grams of strawberry will give you about 16 grams of carbs. 100 grams of apple might give you about 25, 26 grams. You can look at them FitnessPal, I can be wrong. So that's why I am going with cuties. And because macros are important, what I try to do, I try to get as much veggies as possible. So right now, we are going with the green beans. Again, the macros on this, it's usually about 2 servings per container, 3 grams of carbs per serving. So 2 of these will give about 6 grams. I mix this with chicken, and I typically top that with, if you are on the low calories, this is one of your best friends, G Hughes. Honestly, I've done a test before that I tried this compared to like Super Rate, and people couldn't really tell the major difference besides the thickness of it. So macros on this, 2 grams of carbs, 0 protein, and 0 grams of fat, 30 grams of serving for that. Also, so sometimes I do that. Sometimes if I'm, in a hurry, it's really quick. It's quick, not quick. Green Giant. So I go with this, or I go with this flavor. Macros are different. So this has lower fat. This has a little bit of higher fat. So the potatoes, you look in the macros on this one, are 0.5 grams of fat, 14 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein, and it's about 2 servings. So you should have at least 1 of these. And the other one, let's see. So the other one that I go with, lightly salted Italian. The macros on this, just 1 serving per packet, 6 grams of fat, 21 grams of carbs, 6 grams of protein. So you can see how, it's a little bit, days when I have maybe more fat to play with, I'm gonna go with this. This side, maybe I'm planning for something a little more, fat than later, I'll go with this. And I'll pair that with chicken. Speaking of chicken, Walmart chicken breast. The way I make this, I cut the fats out, put it in a crock pot, season, leave it overnight. I wake up in the morning and pretty much ready to go. Of course, you cannot go wrong with eggs. So I usually go with about 6 grams. 6 egg whites, 1 whole egg in the morning, and I usually make a sandwich. I'll pair that with turkey, Laughing Cow cheese. Macros on this, you need this. This is very good. 1.5 grams of fat, 1 gram of carb, 3 grams of protein. Total calories, you're looking at about 30 calories per slice. So I smear that on a nice cinnamon swirl bread, so it'll give you that salty and sweet sort of flavor. Definitely part of the staple. And sometimes later in a day when I'm, like I said, craving this, I have a lot of protein left, I might make an omelet, or maybe on the weekend, and fat-free cheese. Make an omelet, fat-free cheese on it. Sometimes some reduced fat turkey pepperoni. One of the other things that I do, again, for that sweet tooth, oops, that spell, that sweet tooth, that upside down, no, there we go, Jello. The macros on this, pretty friendly. Look at that. There we go. In this case, you can see that 1.5 grams of fat, 10 carb, and 1 grams of protein. Like 1 or 2 days a day. It's good to go. I had a little problem with this. Pretty good. I'm addicted to it. I think I'm not addicted. I really enjoy them. So I have about 1 of these a day. All this meals I'm, putting to you. Majority of my meal I consume while I'm at work or pre-workout, because I usually leave work and I go straight to the gym. Chobani. Super good, very macro friendly. 6 grams of fat, 11 grams of protein, and you're looking about, 25 grams of carbs. Another great flavor, the key lime pie, super good. 6 grams of fat, 11 grams of protein, and you're looking about 25 grams of carbs, so it's about the same. They have tons of flavors, so if you don't like any of these, you can always choose from different other flavors you can choose from. What else do we have? Late night treats. This is probably one of the best, it's not, you can have it constant prep, you can have it in off season. Yeah, so it's really good. They have, I think I've seen about 5 different flavors. Macros on this, 2 grams of carbs, 17 grams of 2 grams of fat, 17 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of protein. Also, really good. One stuff that I have, for like days when I have super low on fat, I just want something very carby. This dried fruit are usually a good go-to. 0 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbs, and 0 grams of protein for like 40 grams, which is like about 5 strings, just to close the day out, something super light. But yeah, that's usually majority of my staple incomes in terms of food that I typically consume on a daily basis. And again, don't change. They stay fairly the same. If my food is coming down, my carbs coming down, the amount I consume comes down with it. So I eat the same thing all the time. I can, have variety. Before I forget, so my style of dieting is flexible dieting. That's what I preach to most of my clients. And days when I know I'm anticipating probably have like a sweet tooth, I honestly prepare ahead and drop the majority of my carbs that I'm going to be ingesting throughout the day, so I can save room for this. This is very good. The reason why it's very good: 1.5 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein per cup. So I can save, let's say, 75 grams of carbs, and that will give me 3 cups, and that will definitely satisfy me. Again, maybe if I'm short on protein, I'll mix it's either milk, or I get a nice C4 cinnamon swirl, or the cookies and cream, 2 scoops. That will give you about 50 grams of protein to close out the rest of the day, and pour it over, and that usually a decent nightcap for me. So yeah. So I just finished go shopping, so I figured this is a good time to share as much my nutrition strategy and process as much as possible. So in case a lot of people have been asking, so what do you normally eat? I eat the same thing constant prep. I eat the same thing off season. They don't really change. Cheat day is a little bit different. I go with something like more of the cereal, potatoes, oatmeal, rice, just because they are, they have less trace macronutrients in them. Meaning, if this usually like cereal, rice, straight carbs, not a lot of protein, not a lot of fat, because fat and my protein on the high carb day or refeed day typically comes down. But yeah, so again, hopefully the lesson that you are getting from this video is legit, to let you know that the food that I eat is the same. It's not complicated. I don't complicate things. There are tons of ways you can diet. You can do paleo, you can do, you can do keto, you can do flexible dieting, you can do bro dieting. You just gotta find whatever works for you. and don't overcomplicate it. And what I typically ask a lot of my clients, or people that have done, that are doing, embarking on their fitness journey while using this certain, fat loss strategy, my question is, do you see yourself eating this for a long time, a long period of time? If you can, then if there's a chance you're not setting yourself up for success. You are going to deviate, you're going to crave certain things. Don't do keto because, your friend is doing it. Do keto because, you like, high fats. You can do it with carbs. If you like carbs in your diet, or you like carbs in general, keto might not work for you. So, but yeah, obviously, for you to lose weight or lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit. There's no way around that, regardless of what kind of strategy of nutrition that you are using. If you are not in a caloric deficit, regardless of what the Fitspo guy or the guy that's telling you, oh no, intermittent fasting is the best way to do it, regardless of what you do, I repeat, it doesn't matter what type of diet you're doing. Unless you're in a caloric deficit, it does not work. So if you, doing some sort of keto diet or some sort of whatever, fat is out there and you're not losing weight, just start by tracking and figuring out where your calories are. So there's a chance you might eat more than you think you are doing, and you need to track. If you don't track, there is no way for you to make an adjustment. There's power in the knowing. Anyways, so if you like this, comment, share, like, subscribe, share with your friends who are having a little bit of issue in terms of nutrition. This might help them out. The more people I can get this out to, the more I can keep putting this out and helping people out. So if you like it, comment below, let me know. Peace.